Welcome to MindSwitch Books. Today, we're cracking open MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane. And let me be clear, this book isn't about pinching pennies or just saving your way to wealth. Nope, it's about building systems that generate wealth and fast. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, not at all. It's about a complete, fundamental shift in how you think about money, business, and your life. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the 3 financial roadmaps, basically the paths that determine everyone's financial future. Then we'll pull back the curtain on the get-rich-slow deception. After that, we'll dive into the Fastlane mindset, the producer's mindset. And finally, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, the 5 commandments that a real Fastlane business has to follow to win.
Okay, let's get into it. Part 1, the 3 financial roadmaps. DeMarco's big idea here is that every single one of us, whether we realize it or not, is on one of these 3 paths. The first step to changing where you're going is figuring out which road you're on right now.
So what are these 3 roads? Well, you've got the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. A sidewalker lives purely for today. And get this, it doesn't matter if they make 40 grand a year or 400 grand a month, like a rapper DeMarco mentions, it all gets spent. They're chasing an illusion of wealth. Then there's the slow laner. And, this is the path most of us are sold our whole lives. Go to school, get a safe job, dump money into a 401k, and just wait. The massive problem here, your wealth is directly chained to the one thing you can never, ever get more of, your time. And then there's the fast laner. These are the people who get it. They know time is the ultimate currency. They don't build wealth by trading their hours for dollars. They build it by creating business systems, things like software, an e-commerce brand, you name it, that make money for them even when they're sleeping. And here's the trap that both the sidewalk and the slow lane lead to. DeMarco calls it lifestyle servitude, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when your stuff starts to own you. You know the drill. You get the nice car, the big house, and bam, suddenly you're chained to that job you hate because you've got payments up to your eyeballs. You've literally traded your freedom for a bunch of stuff. You're not in control anymore. Your lifestyle is. All right, let's really dig into the path that most people think is the responsible one, the slow lane. DeMarco argues this is the most dangerous trap of them all, precisely because it feels so safe. It's the one that quietly, sneakily steals your life away one paycheck at a time. And the book asks the question that just cuts right to the bone. Have you sold your soul for a weekend? I mean, really think about that. Are you just grinding through 5 days of misery for 2 days of freedom? There's this incredible story in the book about Joshua Bell. He's one of the world's greatest violinists. He once played incognito in a DC subway, and thousands of people, all caught up in their morning commute, just rushed right past him. They were so lost in the fog of the daily grind that they completely missed this world-class, beautiful music happening right in front of their faces. And you have to ask yourself, has the rat race done that to you? I mean, let's just look at the cold, hard math of this trade. It's brutal. You give away 5 days of your life. That's 5 days you'll never get back for just 2 days of what we call freedom. Think about that. That's a negative 60% return on your time, week after week after week. No investor on earth would ever take a deal that bad for their money. Yet millions of us accept that exact same deal for our lives. If any of this is starting to click for you, or maybe shifting your perspective a little, could you do me a quick favor and just tap the like button? And seriously, if you know someone who feels stuck in that 9-to-5 grind, maybe share this with them. It could be the mind switch they're looking for. So, if the slow lane is just this big mathematical trap that eats your life, how in the world do you get out of it? Well, the answer is the fast lane. But getting there has nothing to do with a better job or some magic stock. It's about making one of the biggest mental shifts you can possibly make. You have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer.
Think about it. From the day we're born, society trains us to be consumers. We're taught to want stuff, buy stuff, find the best deal. A consumer's brain is always asking, where can I get this for less? Or how can I afford this with my job? But a producer's mind works completely differently. They're asking, what problem out there can I solve? What do people need? What value can I offer the world? So instead of just buying products, they're the ones creating them. Instead of just working a job, they're building a business to serve others. That right there, that is the pivot point to real wealth.
And here's a really crucial point. The fast lane is not about being a freelancer or even a highly paid doctor or lawyer. Why? Because if you have to work for your income to come in, you don't own a business. You own a high-paying job. The fast lane is about building a controllable business system. It's an asset that churns out income whether you're there or not. It's the difference between picking fruit for a living and planting a whole orchard of money trees. Okay, so how do you know if a business is a real Fastlane vehicle? Well, it has to follow 5 core principles. DeMarco calls them the 5 Fastlane commandments. And just a heads up, these aren't just, friendly suggestions. He treats them like the laws of physics for building wealth. So, let's break them down. First up, the commandment of need. This is the bedrock of everything. Your business has to solve a real problem or fill a real need. Here's a hard truth. The world doesn't care about your passions. It cares about its problems. He tells this perfect story about a guy who opened a hip-hop apparel store in a suburb full of retirees. I mean, the guy loved hip-hop, sure, but the market had zero need for it, and guess what? The business tanked. The lesson is simple. Chase needs, not just your own selfish wants. Next, we have the commandment of entry. Think of it like this. If anyone can start your business in an afternoon, it's not a business. It's a traffic jam. There's going to be way too much competition and no money to made. Real Fastlane businesses have a barrier to entry. They're hard to start. Building a new piece of software is hard. Creating a unique brand is hard. And you know what? That difficulty is actually a good thing. That difficulty is your competitive advantage. It's your moat.
Number 3 is the commandment of control. This one is huge. You have to be in the driver's seat of your own business. If you're building your entire empire on Amazon's platform, guess who's really in control? Not you. DeMarco calls this hitchhiking. You're just a passenger in someone else's car, hoping they don't decide to kick you out on the side of the road. To be a true Fastlaner, you have to own the car. You have to be the one steering.
All right, commandment number 4 is scale. For your business to have that explosive, millionaire-making potential, it has to be able to grow big. Think about it. A local hot dog stand can only serve so many people in a day, right? Its scale is tiny. But a software app, an ebook, an online course, those things can reach millions of people all over the world. The math is simple. To make millions of dollars, you have to impact millions of people, or impact fewer people in a massive way. Your income is directly tied to your impact.
And finally, we get to what might be the most important one of all, the commandment of time. This is the holy grail, the ultimate goal. Can your business run and make money without you being there all the time? If you're that coffee shop owner who has to show up at 4 a.m. and leave at 8 p.m. every single day, you haven't built a business. You've built yourself a prison. A real Fastlane business is designed to detach from your time. It uses systems, automation, employees, content to work for you. This is how you buy back your freedom. This is how you buy back your life.
And all of this leads to what I think is the most powerful idea in the whole book. You're not destined to be on the sidewalk or trapped in the slow lane. The road you're on right now, it's simply the result of the choices you've made up to this point. And the amazing thing is, just as those choices got you here, a new set of choices can put you on a completely different road. The steering wheel is and always has been right there in your hand. So I want to leave you with this one final thought from the book. When we see a millionaire, we see the event, the mansion, the cars, the freedom. But wealth is never, ever an event. It's the end result of a process, a long process of learning, building, failing, and trying again. The sidewalk is a process, the slow lane is a process, and the fast lane is a process. So the only real question left to ask yourself is, which process are you going to choose? Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this deep dive into the Millionaire Fastlane. I really hope it's given you a new way to think about wealth, work, and what's possible. If you want more breakdowns like this that challenge the way we think, make sure you're subscribed to MindSwitch Books. And look, there is so much more in this book, more stories, more details than we could ever cover here. So if you're feeling ready to grab your own steering wheel, I put a link in the description where you can get a copy of the book for yourself. Thanks again for watching. Now go start your journey.